Hi, I'm Nikki Love, and this is my chamber. I am a sovereign mentor and a signal strategist. I've recently started a sovereign foundational series where I expose the distortion of systemic lies. And I alluded in that video that I'll talk about the black ink and what it means. So this video is about the black ink trap. Consent is the foundation of control. They need your consent. Consent is the foundation of control. That's why all the apps have terms and conditions. And everywhere you go, you have to sign and follow the terms and condition. Terms and conditions are now the new consent. Everything in the system runs on one fuel. That fuel is consent. Not force, even sometimes they force you with lies. Not violence, but your consent, even if it's silent, even if it's tacit. So even if your consent is uninformed, and even if it was given through ignorance, even if it was extracted through lies and manipulation, they don't care. All they want is your consent. They have the audacity to say, well, you signed it, you showed up, and you agreed. And in law, silence is agreement. Remember, the government is run on presumption. And so they ask you for your signature, and your signature seals it. So your signature is a seal. That's how they trap generations after generations. And through contracts laid in language we were never taught to read, and through ink and spells. Why do you think it was called spellings? It is called spelling, sorry. And why do you think we write in cursive? It's because we cast spells in the cursive writing and we curse ourselves. But also, I also mentioned in the same first video, the all caps video, I talk about how witchcraft and evil, the Bible talks about evil in high places. And I said that the highest place that you can ever go on this earth is government. This is why, and all your documentations, everything is being held by the government administration. So this is why I made that statement, because they they tell you to cast spells on yourself without your knowledge. Let's talk about it. You think it's tradition to sign in black? No. In legalese though, black ink is the ink of the dead entity. It represents the corporate you, the deceased estate, not the living, breathing soul that you truly are. The courts don't see you alive. They see you as the administrator of the trust, answering for a fictional corporation that bears your name. So when you sign, you aren't being recognized as a sovereign, living, divine being. You are being processed as property, as assets. So signing in black ink is called tacit agreement, as I mentioned before. So what is tacit agreement? It is a mutual understanding or approval that is not expressed through words, but is instead implied by actions, conduct, or silence of the parties involved. And it can be taught, it can be taught, the Jamaican coming out, of as an unspoken agreement or a form of silent consent, where the parties' behavior demonstrates their intent to agree or to proceed. Tacit agreement, the silent agreement. So signing in black without full disclosure is spiritual blindness. You're being asked to consent to a contract you have never seen and to pay the depth of a straw man you never created. This is how your signature becomes a continuous consent spell. Every time you sign your name in black ink on a dotted line or in a box, why are you signing in a box as well? Separate video. Or in a box, you are not just agreeing to the terms and conditions, you're binding your energy. In my other video, I said it affects your destiny. How are people casting spells using your energy? Not witchcraft. Anyway, but black ink isn't just convenient. It's symbolic. It's permanent. It represents death, finality, and contract closure. In legal terms, it means no takebacks and no questioning. And your signature? It's not just identification, it's consent. It's energetic agreement. A spell. Witchcraft. And every time you sign using that strawman name, the all caps identity on your birth certificate, you reaffirm their claim over you. Here's the truth. You were tricked. I was tricked too until I found the truth out. You were taught to equate legal consent with personal agreement. You were taught to believe your signature was just paperwork. But paperwork is paper magic, witchcraft. And you were taught to cast spells you didn't understand or stand under. That's why words are called spellings. So what do you do now? You slow down. You read between the lines. I don't mind being difficult. I don't mind being difficult doing the right thing. I don't mind asking and questioning why. I need to know why. I always need to know why. I need to know the fullest extent as to why am I doing this. You read between the lines. You ask questions no one wants to ask. Who is it? Who's being addressed? Who does it benefit? What law does it fall under? Stop signing away your sovereignty, my sovereign beings, my sovereign ones, my divine beings, my divine ones. The soulful ones, the ones with soul, the ones with soul, the ones with soul. My sovereign beings, your soul has to go somewhere after. Protected here in this realm. Your body is a shell. Protect the spirit that is being housed in that body. Stop signing away your sovereignty. This is very important. Because nothing in divine law demands ink. God don't demand you to ink anywhere. What he does demand, however, which is law, divine law, integrity. He demands alignment with him, and he demands truth. So I mentioned in my first foundational video that you sign using your thumb. But sign using your thumb with a red ink, with a red stamp, is for those who have corrected their status fully. So here is my little gift to you. If you are signing anything from this day forward, this is what you sign. If you don't have no red ink or anything like that, don't sign in black. Stop signing in black ink. If you need to sign an official document, what you need to sign is all rights reserved without prejudice. UCC 1-308 next to your name whenever necessary. So these are the areas that you sign. If you're going for a new passport, you sign that. If you're going for a new driver's license, and if you want to change everything over from today, signing that, so that puts you in good stead. If you're doing your driver's license and any court documents or anything, if you, as I said, your passport, any work, it's a big one. That's a massive one. I'll do that one at the end of the week. I'll do the digital ID one at the end of the week because that needs to be said. So if you're signing up for a new job, all rights reserved without prejudice, UCC 1 dash 308 next to your name every single time. From now on, that's how you sign. If you don't have red ink, use blue. Sorry. I'm Nikki Love. Peace and love.